Welcome back. Welcome back. And I want to thank everybody for joining in to episode 2 of season 2 of Exposed, the Truth Reveal. And this is going to be a very exciting new season of all facts and Detroit stories and everything you want to know what's going on. We're going to keep you posted. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about who's your favorite actor. And you get to, like I said, always go on to sexy.5526 on youtube.com and check out the episodes. Leave your comments, your views, share, download on your MP3 phones, your iPhones, whatever, your touch screens, and just get at your girl and let me know what you think about what we talk about here on Exposed and keep us going. So here my guest today I have is director Spike T.
How y'all doing today out there in the world of Exposed?
That's what's up. That's what's up. And Spike T is a director, and he's directed movies like City Limits, The Titty Bar starring Debbie Dickerson.
Oh, yeah.
I know you guys heard about that, and he's really good at what he do. So I do have a few questions for you before I jump into today's update and before we get this episode rolling, Mr. T. My first question is to you, what actor would you love to work with the most?
Well, I know that one of my all-time favorite actors I would love to work with is, you know him as a rapper as well as a movie star, Mr. Will Smith.
Okay, we all love him, and he is one of the most top-paid actors. He might not be on the top, but rank first as far as like number one. But he is a great actor. Always be.
He's done a lot.
A great actor. So, what famous director would you compare your work to?
Well, I believe it's one of the all-time favorite actors. Great one. Did Goodfellas, Mr. Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, okay. He's a good director. I mean, what kind of movies does he do again?
Goodfellas. He's done things like The Godfather and all-time favorite Taxi Driver starring Jodie Foster, for y'all that don't know.
Okay, remember that. And for my last question for you, what type of movies are you directing now?
Well, as of right now, I'm doing movies intended for the black audience. I don't mean to be a knockoff of Mr. Perry, but it's just intended for black folks only.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, and that's what we all love to hear. So moving on to this week's update, I'm going to update you on some of the things we talked about. If you watch and been keeping up with Exposed, you watched last week's episode when we had Pimping with Mr. Greasy, Pimp Greasy here. And we were talking about a lot of things that we missed last season going on. And some of the updates I'm going to give you is about Dave being and him being hospitalized during the city's crisis and everything. We talked about that. We talked about the budget cuts last week. All that if you remember. So my update for this week on that is we haven't heard anything from Mr. Bean. He hasn't really been saying anything about what's going to happen. Is he going to be able to continue to run the city as he has been doing? But we hearing and seeing his face on the news stating that he wants to be a part of building a new organic supermarket downtown or the mid part of Detroit area, and trying to be involved with that and just getting his name out there in that. But well, I'm just wondering, like, how can you do that in a city that's broke? I mean, you really have no options for us. So how do you have time to build this organic supermarket?
I feel the exact same way.
Yes, and so if you guys have your view or your comment on that and y'all want to speak about that and you feel like that's confusing to you as well, you can go on to, like I said, Sexy channel, sexy.5526 on youtube.com or Facebook. Check out the Paperboy or sexy.5526 page and give your view or comment on this week's episode about that. Also, on my updates, I've been updating you and keeping you updated on the missing young girl Bianca Jones. In the case of her father stating to us months ago he was carjacked and his daughter came up missing. And we later soon to find out that he had more involved, which we already knew. Okay. But soon to find out that he had more involved, has now been charged with her murder because of cadaver dogs entering the home and finding DNA. Ties him very close to the death of his daughter. This week, he, for the first time, entered into the courtroom, and they gave him a chance to speak on his daughter's death. And that's when he came out to say that his daughter had now, over this time since she's been missing, he's never spoken this, but he's now stating that she did bump her head the day before she came up missing. He was also asked these questions as far as had she been hurt, had she been whooped or anything, and he said no. This was before he spoke about this on the stand. But after this, all of these things are coming out, so I just feel like, the best thing that he can do for himself and his child now is to let us know where she is and how to find her. Like I said, the mom's involvement, I do believe that she, as a parent, should have been more concerned and does know more than she is letting on to.
I agree with that.
The rest of us. And so, if you want to help, give your thoughts or your views to her family, Bianca Jones' family also has a Facebook page where they're trying to get together and find Bianca Jones. So if you want to get with that search party and you want to help them, go to facebook.com, Bianca Jones Missing. Another update I want to talk about with somebody else that's been missing for a while now, since like Christmas time around that area, is the Kalisha Madden. Another young lady I talked about last season, this season, just trying to, get some type of closure for her mom, Pamela Madden, which is her mom. Now, Kalisha Madden is a mother of 6 and has been missing for a while now. And her mom, my update for her is that she's been getting together with Detroit 300. Anybody who supports her daughter or anybody who wants to help find her or find out what happened to her the day that she became missing, you can check out this episode, last week's episode, and help her mom in Detroit put this family's closure for their child to rest. And you can do that at facebook.com at help find Kalisha Madden's page or Pamela Madden's page, and log on and help with that.
That's what's up. Very positive news here on this station. That's what I
And
like.
that's basically just going on with here in Detroit, because I try to keep you guys interested within the city issues around the world, because we all get a view of different cities. We may not know what's going on in our city, so it's good to have someone to give you an outlook on what's going on in your city. So, around the world updates. We had last week also talked about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West dating now. And it's really so serious now that Kanye West is even thinking about marrying Kim Kardashian.
Is that true?
He has an up-and-coming son coming out where he plans to propose to Kim Kardashian in the rap.
Ain't that a
So,
bitch?
I mean, they're kind of cute together. If you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians coming up soon after my show is canceled, Chloe and Lamar, you will be able to see their relationship more unfold, which, if you guys remember, she had Kanye West in a couple of last few seasons ago with Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, yeah.
Again, just letting us know that she had her eyes on him for a long time. So maybe this relationship with her can work and it won't be just known as a way for the paparazzi to follow them around.
Let's just hope for her sake that it is.
Yeah. And any of that information that you might want to know, you can go and check that out at Kim Kardashian Wrap Update at Kanye West's apartment. Anything you want to know about them and their relationship, you can go on the text mtv.com /2012 0426 and download that information.
Did y'all get that, Detroit?
That's what's up. That's what's up. I hope you did, and I hope you do. Like I said, start going on to these episodes, give me your view, your comment, because we all have the right to put our opinion out here and what we think. And you are what keeps me coming every season, your views, because last season you showed so much love with the views, and I'm going to try to make each episode interesting. So moving on to one of the other updates we have is Rihanna and Chris Brown back dating again?
Are they or are they not?
And I don't know. We don't know. It's been speculation. It's been rumors. So much going on. But, I mean, last month when Rihanna curiously started following her ex-boyfriend Chris Brown on Twitter, he returned the favor. Her fans immediately noticed and erupted the shock and anger, promoting Riri and Lash Out with tweets like, "Fucking Twitter not the altar. Calm down."
Wow.
Now rumors are swirling. Dysfunctional pain or taking steps to reunite again.
Oh my God.
What happens to DM stays in DM. So before I read all that and go into it, because we have other things to get into for this episode, I just want to hit you guys with a newer update where Chris Brown upstate a post on Facebook stated that this was the same day that Rihanna was hospitalized for dehydration, and she currently is dating him secretly anyway.
Secretly?
People do believe, but
wow.
he posted a status on Facebook where he said that Rihanna dropped him from Twitter.
Damn.
So it just sounds like he's heard about that. It sounds like the relationship has took a toll on both of them because she doesn't know what she want to do. She's so worried about what the media is going to say about this relationship. And to me, I feel like I've never took sides. I always thought it was both of you guys in the beginning. And if you guys decide to work this out, hopefully it'll be upon you guys both changing. And that's my view on that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Real positive.
So moving on to the next update for the week. And, you know, I did want to start off with this update, but I didn't get a chance to, which was the big thing of the ending of last season, which was Dick Clark's death. He was a rock and roll legend. Everybody remembers Dick Clark. And Dick Clark, he was the host of many Rockin' New Years. Every year you would see him, and he was great. And for, you know, some of the things that went on with him before his death, because a lot of people didn't know, it caused a big rift with the tabloids, big rift within the family.
Damn.
Was that Dick Clark underwent prostate surgery the day before he died from a heart attack. According to the death certificate obtained by TMZ, so TMZ obtained a death certificate. I don't know with the permission of his family, or is this something they did on their own, but they did go and get it. It said according to the death certificate, doctors performed a transferable resection of prostate for benign prostate.
Damn.
On April the 17th. The procedure is usually performed when the prostate is so enlarged it makes it extremely difficult to urinate.
He was already sick.
So he was very sick. And the certificate shows Clark died from acute pulmonary infarction, the technical term for a heart attack. So also suffered from coronary artery disease. The document also notes that Clark suffered from acute urinary retention, a condition caused by benign prostate hypertension, which is why he underwent surgery on the 17th. TMZ broke the story Clark died from a massive heart attack at St. James Hospital in Santa Monica on April the 18th. He was 82. So this was a rock legend, like I said, died. But a lot of people had their views to say about TMZ releasing this death certificate and saying the things that they said. And let's talk about the people's view on this Clark death and what was said about him.
Talk about
through
it.
TMZ. One of the viewers stated, "Dear TMZ, I know you like to tell us everything, but this wasn't necessary. Let us have our memories of Dick Clark without prostate info. Maybe some filters would do some good." So this was from Harvey. And so, I mean, they had their views. And another person said, "My mother didn't make any money on the net last week, and I didn't have any night shoes to sell off my website. I do think Dick Clark was a legend and will be missed by many. Rest in peace, sir." So positive thinking, and some people just didn't appreciate what was said, how it was said. TMZ publishing the details of the surgery is very poor. This is another viewer. TMZ publishing the details of the surgery is in very poor taste. Not impressed. Rest in peace, Mr. Clark. I refuse to continue reading when I realize that has posted here. Sorry for them having zero class.
Wow.
So this is what people feel about TMZ doing in some of these celebrities' lives and putting them out here. But, I mean, that's what happens. If any of this information you want to know about these celebrities and some of this stuff that I'm talking about, one of the sites as far as with Dick Clark's death, you should go on to and pull up any information you might want to know about how he died, when he died. You should go on to www.tmz.com/2012 0423/Dick Clark death certificate, prostate surgery.
Okay.
And I don't know if I told you guys the website where you can find out about Rihanna and Chris Brown's info, but you can go on to live.drjays.com index PHP 2011.
Check them out.
Or come on to these episodes and leave your comments. I mean, why waste your time when you could come straight to me and give me your view, and I'll make sure that the world hears it. So moving on to one of the last updates was, okay, I know everybody heard about the rumor about Suge Knight, Death Row Records president being arrested for Tupac Shakur's murder. Well, that was a rumor. Suge Knight was not arrested for Tupac's murder.
What?
But they do show mug shots of him, and they pretty crazy looking anyway, so you can tell he's not to be played with.
He is crazy.
But it said Tupac was signed to Suge Knight label when he was gunned down in Las Vegas drive-by in 1996, a murder that has not led up to an arrest, possibly because Shakur is not really dead, at least according to conspiracy theorists. So this is, I'm not going to even go any further to this. It has a long paragraph explaining to you what has not happened, which has not led to arrest yet. They have no info on who killed Tupac yet. And according to us, or conspiracy theorists, that he may not even be dead. So we're going to move on from that update. But I just wanted to let you guys know that what's been put out here on Facebook and Twitter and these websites sometimes are truly rumors. I mean, I've heard everything from Ja Rule died in this jet ski accident this year, R. Kelly died in the same accident. So we all just have to start doing our information and going and looking up on these sites and finding out the truth. Now, if you want to find out if Suge Knight really was arrested, you can go on www.thehollywoodgossip.com, 2012, 05, Suge Knight not arrested for Tupac's murder.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, so let's get with this last update, and we're going to move on to the episode, get a little hype up in here, have some fun, and get this truth revealed. So, now, who doesn't remember that VH1 show? Because I know I loved it when it first came out. And to tell you how much you guys loved it, the first season got 32 million views. And this was Single Ladies, produced and written by Queen Latifah and Lil Jon. Now, the ending of season 1 was like, I mean, a mouth dropper from the onset to acting and everything, because you had so much interesting stuff going on within the show. But then the mouth dropping part was when the ending of the season, when Lisa Ray and Stacey Dash had a physical altercation on set, which caused Stacey Dash to be fired, lose her position and spot as co-leading star on Single Ladies.
Wow.
So that is last season's update for them. But this season, stating from what I'm hearing, the sources are telling me, it's going to get juicier and juicier and juicier.
Juicier?
Yeah. They'll have stars like, appearance include Big Boy, Chili, Eve, Lala, Anthony, Lauren London, Paulita Patton, Rick Fox, Romeo, T.I., William Levy, executive producer Queen Latifah, and others. Now, this all is going to start on Memorial Day. It'll be back, so you get to see all of the juicy things you missed. And, you know, I don't know who's going to be taking Stacey Dash's place. And I know everybody who watched the show probably had their own picks on who they think should take her place. But if you got your view and you know somebody that you think would be a good pick, tell us your pick and come on to Sexy$5526 in this week's episode and tell me what you think about that. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time to listen out to this week's update.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and to move on to this week's episode, I want to reiterate that we are talking about who's your favorite actor 2012 ever.
Oh, yeah.
Now, my favorite actor, which a lot of people probably agree with me as far as women, but I mean, I might have my own reasons for believing this, but I'm going to tell you, and I'm just going to give you a little preview about him, and so my guest give us a preview of his favorite actor.
That sounds good.
So I'm going to tell you my favorite actor, which is, to the drum roll, please, we have the famous Denzel Washington. Now, all the ladies love him for his looks and all the suave ways he has, but he's been doing this for a long time, and it's no telling how many Oscars he's won over the years, but I think he truly deserved them. And I just want to give you a little preview of Denzel Washington's life and tell you where you can go find out about any of your favorite actors. And like I said, feel free to leave your comments after this episode. Well, Denzel Washington Jr., which a lot of people didn't know he was a junior. He is a junior, and he was born December 28, 1954, is an American actor, screenwriter, director, and film producer. A lot of people didn't know that. They probably thought that he was just an actor. He never did any other work. Well, he screenwrited, directed, and film produced.
Interesting.
He first rose to prominence when he joined the East of the medical drama St. Elsewhere, playing Dr. Philip Chandler for 6 years. Never know about it, but I did hear about it, probably seen clips. If you know anything about it and you liked it, his parts, you can always come on and give your view about what you think. He received much critical acclaim for the work in his film since the 1990s, including for his portrayals of real-life figures such as Steve Biko, Malcolm X, Reuben, Hurricane, Carter, Melvin B., Towson, Frank Lucas, Herman, Boone. So these are all main characters he played that were real people, that some of his big major roles. Washington has received 2 Academy Awards, 2 Golden Globe Awards, and a Tony. He is notable for winning the Best Supporting Actor for Glory in 1989.
My shit.
Yes, and the Academy Award for Best Actor in 2001 for his role in the film in Training Day. So basically, he's done over a dozen and made a lot of money in this industry and has done a lot of work as far as when it comes to acting. If anybody wanted to act, they should go to him, basically.
That's right.
So in his early life, Denzel Washington was born in Mount Vernon near New York City, New York on December 28, 1954. His mother, Lennis Lynn, was a beauty parlor owner and an operator board in Georgia, and partly raised in Harlem. His father, Reverend Denzel Haynes Washington Sr., a native of Buckingham County, Virginia, served as an ordained Pentecostal minister and also worked for the water department in a local department store as Klein. So Washington attended grammar school at Pennington Grimes Elementary School in Mount Vernon until 1968. When he was 14, his parents' marriage fell apart, and his brother sent him to a private culinary school on Old Military Academy in Windsor, New York. The decision changed my life, Washington later said, because I would have survived in the direction I was going. The guys I was hanging out with at the time, my running buddies, have now done maybe 40 years combined in the penitentiary. So he was saying, like, just acting itself saved his life because of the people that he ran with. All of them were getting arrested, and they had done so many times, so long in jail, that he wanted to have a different direction in life. So there were nice guys, but the streets got them. After Oakland, Washington next attended Maryland High School. So I'm not going to go any further to that because I want to go straight down to his early work, and then we can move on to talk about today's episode. But I just wanted to give you a highlight of my favorite actor. And his early work, Washington spent the summer of 1976 at St. Mary's City, Maryland, and Summer Stock Theater performing Wings of Morning, the Maryland State Play. He also filmed a series of commercials in the funeral loom assembled as Grapes. I didn't know that. Shortly after graduating from Fordham, Washington made his professional acting debut in 1977, made from television film Wilma, which his first Hollywood appearance in 1981. So that was his first movie, and nobody ever knew. His first movie was Wilma, that was done in 1977. In 1981 film Carbon Copy, Washington shared a 1992 Distinguished Assembled Performance Obie Award for playing Private First Classman Melvin Peterson in off-Broadway Negro Ensemble Company production. A Soldier's Play was premiered November 20th, 1981. So he, like I said, he lived a real life, a struggling life, and became one of the best actors around.
That's what's up. He was,
So what about you, Mr. T?
Well, I have one of the all-time best, in my opinion anyway, and I'm sure that he has a couple of fans, Mr. Don Cheadle.
Yeah, I love him. He's a hilarious. He also has a show out right now.
Yeah, well,
Showtime, guys. Watch it. You have to watch it.
In short, though, a quick overview of his career is Don Cheadle is a 48-year-old actor from Kansas, but they say that he used to move around and stuff, here and there. He was fed like a silver spoon inside his mouth because his dad was a psych man, and his mother, she worked as a nurse, or I believe like a doctor.
Okay.
A lot of movies of his include Hotel Rwanda.
Yeah, I remember. That was a good movie.
Traffic, and Devil in the Blue Dress, in which he starred.
I didn't even know he played in that.
He played Denzel's friend.
So my favorite actor and your favorite actor worked together, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
and they said that he stole the scene and like all the scenes in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I find it hard to believe. They were like neck and neck, probably.
Well, I could see Don Cheadle being a young, more funnier actor wanting to have his little time in the
and get his foot in the door, of course, yeah.
So younger too, so he wants his time to shine too.
Moving on, it says Mr. Cheadle stars in the Showtime sitcom called House of Lies, which is a very funny, very interesting show. I recommend that you all watch this show. It's on Showtime. And although he has never won an Oscar, I believe that he's well on his way, in my opinion, because he's just so good.
Yes, and he's worked hard, and I think by the end of this season of House of Lies, he will probably have one, because that's one of the shows that will probably be pushed to receive.
I agree.
So let's get on to this hype, more truth-revealing episode of Who is Your Favorite Actor? And we got questions for you, so I hope you prepare. We got a lot of good questions for you, being a director.
Alrighty.
All of the famous people you work with, Spike T. So we
Alright.
know you can tell us all the information we may need to.
Oh, anything.
Okay. So what do you think makes Johnny Depp one of the most highest paid actors?
Johnny Depp, his first flick was Nightmare on Elm Street 1.
Loved it.
But I think that his ability to play multiple types of roles is what really draws me to him. He just came out with this new, believe it was a vampire movie, and he used to do the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Very talented man.
Yeah, me and my fiance will be going to see that.
Who's your fiance?
The paper boy. You probably don't know him.
I don't know that
Moving
guy.
on. So, name two actors that aren't top paid and who you believe deserve the top pay.
Well, if you ever seen my man Common act in Smoking Aces 1.
Yeah, I loved it.
Great actor.
Was he do it? I wonder, does anybody know, was he in Smoking Aces 2?
I'm not sure if he was.
If you know, Detroit, let us know. Leave a comment on this episode, because I do want to know. But I didn't get to see Smoking Aces 2, and it was a 2.
I heard it was good. And the second on my list is, everybody knows him, Marlon Wayans.
Yeah,
He's very funny, but he can also do a couple of serious roles.
Yeah, he has done plenty of serious roles. If you don't remember him in Juice, that's one of my favorites I remember him in.
Requiem for a Dream, he was in that. Good movie.
Mm-hmm. So what age do you believe an actor should retire?
I believe that when they can't really do it anymore, it's not really a certain age group, but every time that your body and stuff give out, that's when you really need to quit.
And yeah, that's true, because at some time, at some point, your mind is not going to be as sharp as it was before, and your performance is not going to stay the same.
Most definitely.
So name 3 of your worst actors in your opinion.
3? Well, 3 of the worst ones I can think of is, you know, Sylvester Stallone. 'Cause
He kind of sucks most of the time.
I don't know what he's saying. Adrian, I mean, I don't know what that is. And,
Wow.
You know him. Everyone knows him as the Governor, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He loves to grab asses. Remember, guys, watch out for him.
Yeah, he's a real live bigot. He likes to grab women's asses on TV.
I also heard he's kind of racist. I don't know if anybody knows about that as well. But
he's Australian, naturally.
He's very racist, I believe, and I do soon think more people will find out more about him and see that he is this way.
I agree.
Okay, so that's interesting. Name a city you would love to direct a movie in and why.
Well, everyone knows that the city that's on the rise as far as getting, you know, as far as the movie play is this great city here, Detroit, Michigan.
We don't get enough credit for that city.
Well, I only think so because there's so many different places to film at that look different.
Where you can invest in so many good, talented people here. Because you would never think that it would be so many people talented here in one area. So it's best to check us out because we're on an up-and-coming rise here in Detroit.
It's just a nice city and stuff to film in. Real good view of the river.
Okay, that's good. That's a good reason, too. So, who do you think acts the best, women or men, and why?
Well,
explain to me why you believe that.
Well, men is probably going to hate me more for this. Well, no. I think men is going to hate me, but women will hate me a little more.
Why?
But I believe men are not the best. Women are the best because they are naturally better liars and actors. You know, they can bluff and tell a story a little better. Of course
you would say that, Mr. Spike T. But I don't believe that's true. I do believe that we are the best actresses because we are the more to listen. We're going to take instructions. We're going to do what needs to be done and what's told, follow direction. And we're also good at changing and being someone else at the time. You're right. So I would appreciate, you know, that you guys push for more female actresses here and, you know, see us doing big things here.
Okay.
Okay. So my next question is, tell me what not acting the part means in your opinion.
Well, not acting the part, in my opinion, means when you don't really put your feelings in the part. You know, you have to live that part and be that person. You know, folks that just come in there just looking for a check and they know the lines. No, you got to study whoever you're trying to be and really be them.
True, so true. And if you go for a role or you do anything you do, you should do it to the fullest. And like I said, whatever you're told or directed to do, just do it at the best of your ability.
No doubt.
And for the final question of the night, Mr. Spike T, I have for you is, if you were a famous actor, who would you be and why?
Oh, yeah. Everyone knows him from the Titanic, Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Very rich guy.
Rich. Well, you know, that's probably the reason why, because he make the most money. I believe it's somewhere in the area of $35-40 million.
No, actually it's more than that. I can't tell you this week's Fact Finder, which you get to find out in a few seconds, but our Fact Finder is very interesting this week, Mr. T. So, is that the ending of what you have to say for your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for this week's Fact Finder, we have some very interesting information, which was the top 10 highest paid actors of 2011 and 2012. And I guess I'll start from number 1, because we found out as an update that Leonardo DiCaprio ended up taking Johnny Depp's number 1 spot because he made this year $77 million per movie. And this is Leonardo DiCaprio is number 1.
Rich.
Number 2, you have Johnny Depp, who is $50 million paid each movie he makes.
Wow.
Great actor, love him.
Great, I love him.
Number 3, a lot of people might have been surprised, is Adam Sandler, who makes $40 million each movie. Number 4, we have Will Smith. He is on the list. He's number 4, who makes $36 million per year for each movie that he does. Number 5 is Tom Hanks, who makes $35 million.
Mr. Hanks.
Number 6 is Ben Stiller, who makes $34 million.
What a comedian.
Number 7 is somebody else you maybe never thought made the list. Is Robert Downey Jr.
Iron Man.
Yeah, and he is making currently $31 million per movie. You also have Mark Wahlberg, who is making $28 million a year. And another person that you would be surprised made the list, I see your eyes bugging out, Mr. T, is Mr. Tim Allen, who is on the list as number 9, and he is making $22 million per movie. Now,
let's hear it for Detroit. He's from Detroit.
He's from Detroit, Motor City. He doesn't represent a lot now, but he is from here, and he should be retiring about now, but he's still making $22 million per movie.
Do what it do, Mr. Allen.
Great. Come bring some of that money back to us. Now, number 10 on the list, people probably would have thought he would have been in a higher spot, but he is. And then somebody else I'm going to talk about that didn't make the list, and we'll talk about that at another time in another episode. But the last person on this list is Tom Cruise. We would have thought he would have made, he's always made, at least the 4th or 5th, you think?
But he does so many movies a year. Maybe that's why he don't make
Yeah, all these Mission Impossibles are wearing them down. So I want to thank everybody that catch and caught this week's Fact Finder in this week's episode. But you can find out about your top 10 paid actors on the website. Exploria.com top 10 highest paid /paid actors /2011-2012. Keep watching us. Keep giving your views. Like I said, download. Thank my guest, Spike T, for coming on, giving us all his views on who your favorite actor is. And pretty soon, the next few couple of episodes, we'll have your favorite actresses. So everybody keep watching. And we out.